The grand arena of Varka's prime shimmered beneath the three suns, a colosseum forged from obsidian and plasma glass. Thousands of alien spectators roared in excitement, their voices echoing through the domed structure like thunder. In the center of that chaos stood two figures, one small and unassuming, the other towering, radiant and furious. The first was Lieutenant Ethan Cross, a human, one of the very few still tolerated within the United Galactic Alliance after Earth's collapse. Humanity, though technologically behind, had proven unpredictable and annoyingly resilient. To most alien races, they were an oddity. To the Varkans, a warrior race built on pride and conquest, humans were simply entertainment. The second figure was Commander Karel On, daughter of the Varkan High Warlord and champion of 100 duels. Her skin shimmered like burnished silver, her four iridescent eyes glowing faintly beneath her crown-like crest. She was lethal, fast, and impossibly arrogant. And today she was angry. "You think your species can best me in combat?" Karel sneered, her deep voice echoing through the comm systems. "You can barely survive your own gravity wells." Ethan shrugged, rolling his shoulders. "Maybe, but a bet's a bet." The crowd howled in laughter. No one challenged a Varkan and lived to talk about it. But Ethan had done just that. The wager was simple. If he could disarm her in under a minute, she'd grant him a single request. It wasn't supposed to be possible. The timer began to count down. Karel lunged, faster than light, a blur of motion. Her plasma blade swept toward his chest. Ethan ducked, slid beneath her legs, and tapped a small metallic disc against her armor. A flash, and her weapon went dead, fizzing out in a shower of sparks. The arena fell silent. Karel froze, eyes wide. "What did you do?" Ethan grinned, holding up a small human-made device, a pulse disruptor calibrated perfectly for Varkan plasma frequencies. "Trade secret," he said. The buzzer went off. 1 minute. Exactly. He had won. The alien crowd erupted, half in outrage, half in disbelief. The human bowed with a mocking flourish. Karel stood trembling with rage, every muscle in her sculpted form coiled tight. Her honor, her reputation, her pride, all gone in 60 seconds. "Name your reward," she hissed. "I keep my word." Ethan's smile faded slightly. His voice softened. "I want to talk. Just you and me. No guards, no translators, no audience. A meal, nothing more." The entire arena went still. Even Karel blinked, uncertain she'd heard correctly. "You want to eat? With me?" "Yeah," he said simply. "That's what I want. Middle, the meal." The private chamber on the Varkan flagship was the most heavily guarded space in the sector. Karel sat across from Ethan at a crystalline table that reflected the stars around them. She was still in partial armor, though her weapon was gone, confiscated at Ethan's request. A meal had been prepared by the Varkan culinary drones, rich, luminescent dishes that pulsed faintly with bioluminescent spores. Ethan had barely touched his food. Karel studied him. "You had the chance to demand wealth, power, freedom. You could have asked me to kneel before you. Why this?" Ethan sipped from his glass of water, calm. "Because I wanted to understand why you hate us so much." Her eyes narrowed. "Hate? Don't mistake truth for hatred, human. Your kind is reckless, emotional, undisciplined. You build weapons before understanding peace. You destroy before you learn." He leaned forward. "And yet here I am, sitting across from a commander whose people conquered half the galaxy through war." That hit a nerve. Her crest flared, glowing faintly blue. "We conquer to bring order. You destroy out of chaos." Ethan nodded slowly. Maybe. But every species thinks their violence is justified. For a moment, silence settled. Only the hum of the ship's engine filled the air. Carell stared at him, studying his every movement. His composure unnerved her. Humans were supposed to be loud, brash, easily frightened. This one was calm, grounded. "What do you really want, human?" she asked. He met her eyes. "Respect. For my people. For what we were and maybe what we could be again." She laughed then, sharp and disbelieving. "Respect is earned through power. You have none." Ethan's gaze didn't waver. "Then maybe I'll earn it another way." He stood and extended a hand toward her. "Dance with me." Carell froze, her expression unreadable. Around them, the lights dimmed, the ambient ship AI responding automatically to the human's neural command. Soft earth music began to play, ancient and haunting. "I don't dance," she said coldly. "You do now," Ethan replied. Against her better judgment, Carell took his hand. The contact was electric, literally, a faint pulse of static energy between species. He guided her slowly, step by step, teaching her how to move in rhythm with the faint melody. For the first time in her life, Carell felt unsure. Every alien in the fleet who could monitor the chamber watched in silence. The image of their proud commander, dancing awkwardly with a human, would spread across 1,000 systems before dawn. But Carell didn't care. She felt something strange stirring within her, something that didn't belong to rank or war or pride. It was the realization that for all their chaos, humans were not weak. They were fearless. Middle, the rumor, and the rift. By the next solar cycle, the story had gone viral across the Alliance. The Varkan commander who danced with a human. To Carell, it was a humiliation. To her people, a scandal. To the humans scattered across colonies and refugee ships, a moment of triumph. Carell's father, High Warlord Tvaron, summoned her to the War Council. "You shamed us," he thundered, his voice shaking the chamber walls. "You let that thing touch you. Speak to you as an equal." Carell's chin lifted. "He beat me fairly, by the rules of our own honor code. I merely honored the terms. Honor is not the same as weakness." Tvar roared. "You have poisoned our image." She said nothing, only clenched her jaw. Inside, a spark burned, anger, but not at her father, at herself. Because somewhere deep inside, she couldn't forget the way Ethan had looked at her. Not as an alien, not as a warrior, but as a person. Meanwhile, Ethan had returned to his vessel, the Endurance. Human Command wasn't pleased either. "You fraternized with the enemy," his superior spat through the holocom. "You made us look desperate." Ethan only smiled faintly. "Maybe I made us look human again." The connection cut. Both of them, alien commander and human lieutenant, found themselves isolated by their own people, bound by duty, divided by culture, but united by a strange, fragile respect that neither could shake. Middle, the crisis. Weeks later, the fragile truce between the Varkan Empire and the scattered human colonies began to crumble. A rogue fleet, extremist Varkans who despised any peace with lesser species, attacked a border world, killing thousands. Ethan's ship, Endurance, was dispatched to evacuate survivors. Carell's flagship was sent to intercept the same rogue fleet. They met again in orbit over the burning world of Rios 9. Ethan's voice came through the calm, "Commander Carell, I need your help evacuating civilians. Your people are bombing evacuation corridors." Her face appeared on the holo display, composed but tense. "Those ships are not under my command," she said. "They act on their own." "Then stop them," Ethan demanded. Her 4 eyes flicked between screens, chaos everywhere. She hesitated only a moment. "Transmit your coordinates. I'll handle it." What followed became the stuff of legend. Karel turned her warship on her own fleet, engaging rogue Varkans in direct combat. Her betrayal of her own kind was instant, total, and irreversible. Ethan's crew watched in stunned silence as her ships created a protective shield around Endurance, absorbing fire meant for human refugees. "You'll be court-martialed for this," Ethan said through the comm, voice cracking. Karel smiled faintly. "A Varkan never breaks a promise. You asked for respect, human. You have it and my loyalty." Her ship shuddered violently as plasma rounds tore through its hull. Still, she stayed in position until the last human transport cleared orbit. Then the comm went dead, ending the meaning of the bow. 3 days later, the war ended. The rogue Varkans were destroyed, their rebellion crushed. But Karel's ship, the Vengeance, was found drifting near a debris field. Half her crew was dead. Ethan led the recovery mission himself. When he boarded the ship, he found her, alive but wounded, sitting amidst the ruins of her command deck. Her silver armor was cracked, her crest dimmed, but her eyes still burned with defiance. "You came back," she murmured. "I said I would," he replied softly, kneeling beside her. She tried to stand, but her legs faltered. Ethan caught her. For a long moment, they just looked at each other. Two soldiers from different worlds, bound by a shared battle and something deeper neither could name. Then, to his shock, Karel sank to one knee. The gesture, in Varkan culture, was sacred, reserved only for those to whom a warrior owed life and honor. "Don't," Ethan whispered. "You don't have to." She silenced him with a faint smile. "I lost a bet once, human. And I've been learning the meaning of your word, respect." Her voice grew faint. "Perhaps this is what it means to love." He held her as the stars flickered through the shattered viewport. Later, when she recovered and faced exile from her people, Ethan was there. Together, they left the galactic capital, two outcasts from opposite ends of the universe, bound not by power or rank, but by choice. And across the stars, stories spread of the alien warrior who bowed to a human, not out of defeat, but out of love.